Good morning, everybody. My name is Roxie Rose, and welcome back to The Evil Within. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit different because I am actually recording my voice and camera separately than the actual video because my microphone decided it wasn't going to record the large 2-hour session of this game that I did. So what I'm basically going to do is it's going to be more like a commentary, I suppose, on my genius decisions that I make throughout this particular episode, up until about chapter 6. Sorry, no, this is chapter 6. Chapter 7, which I have actually replayed because I had the same sound issues with chapter 7. Unfortunately, because I'm all the way up to like chapter 10 by now, I've completely overridden all these other saves, so I couldn't go back and change it. It's the risk you run, you know, when you fill in these big hour sessions, well, really long hour sessions. It's like you just assume all your equipment's gonna work, and I really shouldn't, because my equipment never bloody works. So I'm paying for that. Well, yeah, I'm paying for it now. God, my background's not agreeing with me. So yes, you're going to see my wonderful hands in this because I'm not actually playing right now. Yeah, I mean, I am really enjoying this game, incredibly so. So I'm just like messing around with my camera now, so so I can like watch it. Yeah, I kind of realised the first time I went through this that I didn't have the best strategy in terms of like ammo preservation, stuff like that. So I went through my ammo a lot. Like, it's terrible. You'll see when I replay the next chapter, I do a much better job. But I was also incredibly nervous playing this first time through. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it that makes me like hesitant to just go forward gung-ho, guns blazing, and, you know, just blow everything up. I think a big chunk of that's down to the fact that it doesn't save very often. It feels like you're saving often, in terms of the mirrors, but then when you're actually mid-game, it just doesn't save as often as I'd like. It's just when I compare it to some of the other games I play, which save like every 5 minutes. I think at this point I got it into my head that I could like take out a bunch of them at the same time, which of course only works if the the gun or the ammo that you're using is powerful enough to do it. So obviously I haven't upgraded the what are they called? I want to call it bow and arrow, but it's not. Oh. The crossbow, there we go. I haven't upgraded the crossbow or the agony bolts at this point, so it's like, I don't know what I was expecting. I made a lot of poor choices in terms of upgrades and stuff like that. I continue to make poor choices all the way throughout this. That's never going to change. I think even in chapter 10 I made quite a few poor choices. But yes. At least I can now say chapter 7 is well thought out. But it's hindsight, because I knew what was coming when I replayed it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm trying to achieve at this point. It was sort of a mix of, in my head, of like, oh shit, I have no ammo and no goop juice, I can't afford anything. At the same time, it was like, oh yeah, I'll just clear this area out of enemies. Like, what was that? I'm just gonna blind him to death. Tell you what I never realised though is how useful Jojo is. Like, in hindsight, honestly, I would probably do this entire area just on stunning and leading Jojo into them so that he can just kill them. Honestly, it saves so much ammo. I just didn't think to do it the first time round, or the second time round, because this is me, come on, you honestly don't expect me to get through this without dying, do you? Oh, but yeah, I mean, it is a real shame that I couldn't replay this particular level, because there's a doorway here that I didn't open originally. It's just kind of where Jojo is. There's 2 doors, and unfortunately you only get the choice of one. So I would have loved to have seen what was in the other door, but you know, it is what it is. I can't do that now. And I'm not mad enough to replay straight from chapter 1 just to get to this chapter again. Although it would go much easier. Yes, much better. I think this was the first time I realised that the agony bolt could go straight through one enemy into another. That's a lot to tell myself off. But like, I haven't upgraded that bomb at all, and it's so rubbish. No, just hit it. Yes, I wasn't that dumb. Oh gosh, I don't know how much of this is just going to be me yelling at my past self for like stuff that's really obvious. Like there's an agony bolt right there. Go pick it up. Good. I don't even remember what I did during this one for most of it. Yeah, I was just like on a mission, just collect everything. It's funny that it's strange when I came back and replayed some of this. It's like the less I want, or the less I tried to pay attention to it, the more stuff I found. Whereas in this, I was like really trying to look for all the nooks and crannies, for every bit of brain juice, every bit of ammo, and I missed so much obvious stuff. And it's like, God, they're dumb. They're so dumb. You'd think all they have to do is turn around. But like at this point, I haven't even really triggered the enemies. So I think I'm trying to do like a sweep to clear everybody out. Which is completely pointless, because if you don't trigger the enemy cycle, then you're not going to get all the enemies. You're just going to get like a specific portion of them. Here I am just wasting all my ammo. Doing things in the stupidest way possible. Right, don't know why I default to the pistol so much, but I do. I still, in chapter 9, I still do. It's like default ammo.
Get to cover. They're shooting from above.
So there we go. Now it's triggered. But it's also reset most of the enemies, and I won't realise that until later, but it basically makes everything I was doing up to this point like a moot point. I've also conveniently forgotten I've got a sniper rifle.
We won't stand a chance if we don't take out those other guns.
Is in your inventory, previous Roxie. It is in there. And it would have been very useful. Instead I spent like so much time running around here like an absolute moron. I wish I could say I've gotten brave with the bombs, but I haven't. I'll blow them up from a distance. Although I did work out that if you can kind of lead the enemies towards the bomb and then shoot the bomb out, it takes care of the enemies for you. This is the choice. This is the thing. I picked the door on the right, I think. So I don't know what's in the door on the left. I just wish I did. Also, the radius as well. Get out of the corner. The radius of the fire. I kept forgetting that if you down one zombie in the middle of quite a few others and then light that zombie on fire, the others around it will be affected. Like, there's a zombie at my feet. I could literally burn that guy after leading the other ones forwards. And it saved me so much ammo. And I just don't think like that. I'm just like constant state of panic. Like, just punch the guy in the face because that's going to do everything. I do love all the different ways the enemies can kill you though. Like, the fact that they do try and kill, they like kick you in the face, and other ones just go straight for the neck and like that. There we go. Jojo's very useful. I mean,
are you alright?
I love it. Are you alright? No. I'm never alright in any of this. And I stand there like a flaming lemon. Yeah, so there is stuff there you can pick up. There we go. These flaming torches as well. I don't use them correctly. I keep forgetting that they're like the axe. It's the whole aim and swing thing. So, like I said, JoJo. This is great. Oh yeah, there's the chainsaw dude, isn't there? A little side shuffle they do to get out of the way. It's pretty cool. It's a nice mechanic. Yeah, I kind of go through so much of this, like, trying to get their attention. So, like, but then I've got no plan as to what I'm going to do once I have their attention. I'm not very much of a planner when it comes to the big fight scenes like this.
I need first aid!
Yeah, I know you do. He doesn't stand still. I think I spent so much of this episode originally like complaining at how much JoJo did not stand still when I needed to heal him. Oh. Yeah, again, it's that lead mechanic. Just lead JoJo into places. Yeah. And even though it does look it at the moment, I know that the enemies aren't they aren't never ending. There is a point where you've defeated them all, but I think the main point of this was that I didn't have to. I just made life harder for myself trying to do it this way. Like, just thinking that if I do a sweep it'll be so much better. No. It's not so much better. It is so much worse if you try and sweep them out. It's again like two very large ones and I've cornered myself. Oh, I deserve everything I get in this episode. This is like near death most of the time. And again, I have a sniper rifle. It's right there, and I just don't see it in this episode. I just don't see it.
Out of ammo.
I think this is where it gets to a point where I'm like, oh shit, I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing. And then I go and miss shots like that. It's so obviously, it's so easy. I make myself such a target. But yeah, those three hangers are what I'm supposed to be aiming at. I don't know what I thought that was gonna do. I'll just blind him into submission. Yeah, this is the point where I was like, oh, I'm screwed. I've got no ammo. There's nothing left. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I conveniently remembered about this. And I picked what I'm still convinced was the wrong door. I don't know what's actually in the other one. I've gone back to look, but I think it would have been so much better. But like this guy, because I have no ammo, all I had to do was lead him into JoJo. And I did there, but I didn't do it on purpose. That's kind of what's annoying me. It's like, I should have known to lead him into JoJo. Just because I'm ammo-less at this point doesn't mean that I didn't have options. But yeah, utilising side characters is just like, it doesn't naturally occur to me to do that. I had it somewhere in my head this was exactly like Resident Evil 4 where the side characters are useless, and even though JoJo keeps proving me wrong with that, I just couldn't quite get my head out of that space of JoJo's going to be useless, don't rely on him. But yeah. I think I was wondering at this point if I went back to the generator, if I could turn it on again and open the other door, and there's a long story short of you can't. It don't work like that, unfortunately. That was sniper rifle ammo, and I can't remember if that twigged my brain or not. I don't think it did. I think I thought about it, and then you see, that was just a pointless waste of ammo. I could have lured people into that. To be fair, it's really kind that it allows pistol ammunition to go that far, because it doesn't normally. Anyway, yeah, at this point it was like a whole process in my head of, oh, how close do I have to be to trigger these guys? He was stuck, which is just... That's like my favourite shot. Yeah. So I think that's it for the enemy mobs in this one. Except, yeah, there's another round. I think they're the last round, I think. To be fair, I was attempting something here, and I think had I waited long enough, it might have worked. Problem is, there's a couple of ways around this area. One of which I haven't really explored at this point. I can't remember when I do. This was the point where my brain kicked in. It was like, oh, I could have done this so much better. In such a better way. I mean, for a start, there's an axe to my right, which I should have taken right at the beginning, but I never did. Jojo goes for that one. And then this is just one axe to be replaced with another. But that was kind of a poor decision, because I actually ended up hitting Jojo, I think, and not the zombies. So it was kind of a pointless waste of a bullet, basically. Which I do a lot in this. But yeah, I don't miss the boob juice at least, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, there's another axe by the generator which I've left. But when I'm in these situations, I don't read what's actually on the floor. I just see, you know, like the red icon of you can't have this, and I just dismiss it. Which is so dumb, because I could have used another axe.
Out of ammo.
So this was the point where I should have twigged that I needed to take the last two boxes down. I just didn't get it, what I was supposed to be doing. You see, I should have kicked the barrel over. Poor planning. Yeah, I think at this point the game was starting to be a bit nicer to me. It's something I've noticed actually. If you take too long on some of these levels, it will drop more items slightly more frequently. So even though Jojo was the one who dispatched that particular zombie, it still dropped the bullets. Whereas when you first go through this, it doesn't do that for you. So it's kind of hit and miss where it comes with the ammo conversion. So that was just something I noticed that it did for me when I honestly took much longer than I really should have. Which is a really nice mechanic when you think about it. Yeah, I was getting to the point, I think at this time, when I was so confused and so sure that there was no ammo left, I was actually considering restarting the level, because I realised I'd done it in probably the stupidest way possible, But I also didn't want to restart the level for obvious reasons. So I was like running in circles for ages, trying to encourage the game to just like drop items here and there like it would. Which it doesn't. It's not that kind. But yeah, I just didn't twig to look into my menu. Because honestly, had I gone straight to the sniper rifle, it would have been, you know, 3 shots and you through. Not to mention all the shotgun shells I wasted, which were a lot. I wasted a lot. I was really clutching the straws there. I don't think this game will actually allow you to run out of ammo completely. So because I did have ammo in my sniper rifle, the game didn't count me as empty, which is fair because I wasn't. I just can't remember when I twigged. It's sort of even more painful watching this after the fact, to be honest. It's like when you know you've done something stupid, but it's like, ew, it was in the past. I don't have to think about it anymore. Here we go. I think this is the point where I might have actually face-palmed my desk. Because I was so frustrated, so angry, and yet at the same time I had no one to blame but myself. And just the whole not checking. I mean, who doesn't check their ammo? Me. And then I stood right in the path of it, like, absolute noob. And that's that. So there's only one more left, and I just had to work out where that triggered. But I mean, you can see the dilemma I'd left myself in now. I had the sniper rifle and nothing else. It was sniper rifle and bombs. Grenades of which are, you know, they do a lot of damage, especially up close if you're not careful. I'm pretty sure I demonstrate that at some point, whether it's in this episode or the next one, I can't quite recall. I am known for blowing myself up with grenades. It is also worth noting I did not know how to make bolts at that time. Actually, I don't think there's a point in me mentioning that because I don't think I worked that out until chapter 8 or something. Chapter 8, chapter 9. But I do, I mean, I said I'm on chapter 10 now, so I'm so far ahead that it's physically painful looking back at this and like thinking there is so many better ways to do it than I did. Especially because I haven't done myself any favours at all. Like,
nothing should stand in the way of getting to the tower now.
I mean, that wasn't even a boss. None of that was a boss. It's supposed to be a really quick run around with some mob monsters, and I made it such a faff. Which of course meant I was thoroughly screwed when this happened. Oh yeah! Chuck a bomb in his face, that'll do it. Oh, and now I couldn't run. I mean, what do when you've got no sprint and you're left with a sniper rifle which is long distance and 2 bombs which are also meant to be long distance? I mean, I just deserved that. There was so much of that I deserved. Oh gosh. Did I even have that one? I think I had a shotgun shell left, which I did not make use of. The one thing I will say though, in regards to the agony bolt mechanics, the fact that it doesn't tell you, like at all, that you can make agony bolts. Like, it's there at the bottom right, but I never saw that. There was no indication towards it either. Like, there's no instruction for it, so I never knew I could do it. Which a massive detriment here, because had I made 2 of those ice bolts, I think this whole thing would have been much easier. All I had to do was freeze him and then snipe him. But I mean, it's hindsight, isn't it? Hindsight is 2020. He is one of the fastest bosses, though. I mean, after Spider Lady. There's a waste one. Not sure if that worked. And I got very lucky with that one. Yeah, this is the point where it's like, how do I get him to stand still? The problem is, I mean, you can't. It doesn't stand still. He's not an immobile boss, and you've got a couple of fences for your defense, really. I mean, it is possible. Obviously, there's no boss in this that isn't possible. Though I was worried about that fact because it was, I said it because it's created Resident Evil. There was a part in Resident Evil 4 where I was fighting 2 trolls and I made the wrong decision in regards to what I bought from the shopkeeper beforehand, but I'd saved it after the shop, not before, so I couldn't go and change my choice, and it basically made the bosses unbeatable. And that was always a worry when I was playing this, because I know it's the same creators, but at the same time, Resident Evil 4 is so much older. You know, it was probably something that, you know, they didn't really consider. Although, you know, it might have just been an oversight and they didn't expect anyone to be quite as dumb as I was when it came to what they chose. I mean, just the fact I didn't try and burn him. I have 10 matches there, which are, you know, very well and good. He stands still for quite a while when you hurt him. And I got so lucky there. With an inch of health. The only thing left to my name. Honestly.
It could be full.
Oh. So lucky. Just so lucky. I really wish I could replay this section because I would just do it so different. I'd do it so much better. But it is what it is, you know. Oh gosh. It's one thing I can say about the mechanics of this game, that no matter how low on ammo you are, you can still do the bosses. It is still possible. It allows for it. It's just, you have to use your head a bit more. And yeah, so that's not my strong suit. Not in games like this. I was so excited when I heard that noise.
The elevator is stopped at the top. Let's look for another way out.
I was so excited. It was like, yes, I can save. I can move past this annoying point of my life. Oh gosh. It's so much wasted time.
This is what the holdup was.
What I can say for myself though is that to date is the worst section I did. In terms of performance, that was my worst section. That was my worst performance so far. I do considerably better than all the rest of it. I swear. I will reread these for you though. General Sebastian Castellanos, May 17th, 2006. 8 months since Myra and I were married, and you, little Lily, are the result of our love. I can't wait for 2 months to pass so that I can finally meet you. But I must admit I am scared. I face countless dangers in my job, but knowing that I'm going to be a dad is the scariest thing of all. I promise to love you and protect you with every fibre of my being as long as I am in this world. I'll enter the stage of my life the same way I do every important task, with a full heart and the desire to do the best that I can. Just know your mother and I love you already and cannot wait to welcome you into this this sometimes harsh world. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I obviously read that faster than I did the first time. Yeah. This is such a strange way of doing a video. Commentating on my own stuff. Oh gosh. I'll try and not take away from like the atmosphere. I suppose actually it is kind of good that of all the episodes it chose to have, that my microphone chose to have an issue with, it picked the episode that's the least atmospheric, because this whole section was so much brighter and it just wasn't as creepy. I mean, it gets there, but for this section it wasn't as creepy. So I hope I'm not like I totally take away from the environment it's trying to create. Can't remember what my choices were on here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was so annoyed because I wanted my punching to be there. Oh, you have to realise, like, I've been doing that whole section for like what felt well over an hour. I was so angry and I was so frustrated at myself. The explosive bolts, the shock bolts, it was just a whole section of, oh, this stuff should have done better, this stuff should have been harder, and oh gosh. I think more about it now. From the next chapter onwards, I take better care in the kind of decisions I make. KCPD officer missing. Search underway for missing detective. Crimson City Police Detective Myra Castellanos, 36, has been reported missing. Though she was on duty at the time, a police spokesperson denies connection to any investigation she was involved in. Her husband and superior officer, Sergeant Sebastian Castellanos, had no comment. Tripped over that a little bit. Totally not my fault. Totally was. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, so I went into this next section like a tiny ball of rage. I was like, give me something to just shoot in the face with the shotgun. Give me someone else to kick. Oh, gosh. Burn, bitch, burn. Yeah, this is the point where I realised it wasn't over. I took one look at that bridge and my brain was like, fuck. We're not done yet. God, how much health did I waste during this section? So much. It's always painful to look back on, because by chapter 10 you get no flaming ammo.
Do you think Kidman is okay?
I don't like that they used her as bait. Almost like someone's toying with us.
You're just having such a bad time.
Hang in there. Just a little further.
I'm not sure how many chapters there are in this in total, you know. But it's a fairly big game, so imagine quite a few. Oh, look how cautious I was trying to be. Fry it up! No!
There are only two. We can take them.
No, that's not...
What got me there is that it would have been fine if he'd carried on going. It's because he stopped and looked back.
Joseph!
Jojo's definitely the strangest character in this, because he's immensely strong when it comes to, like, you know, the tag team battles with him, but then in the cutscenes it's like he's the weakest person ever. Other than Kidman, I suppose. But we don't really see enough of Kidman. Yeah, this was a bit of douchery in the game, on the game's part here. I was all set to take another shot, and she still had several steps between the end of that and the guillotine, so I was taking that into account when I was aiming. So I was a little bit angry. Actually, I was really angry at that point, but I was still coming off the anger from the previous section as well, which didn't help. Oh, it was so much frustration in this section.
You okay?
Unneeded frustration. Oh,
I'm fine. No need to worry.
a tea has turned up. I'll pause my life for tea. I can't remember if I'm making any more stupid decisions
Should
at
have
this
just
point.
let them.
Huh? And the hell?
It's just a matter of time. It's better this way.
What the fuck?
Very eloquent. I just don't really see Jojo as a weak character. And yet the game is trying to portray him as such
Cover me.
Let's go.
during all of the cutscenes. It just doesn't really sit well with me. In a way, I kind of hope that we do learn more about Jojo in the later chapters, because I mean, even by chapter 10, it's like I don't see him as a weak person that the game is trying to portray him as. But I do like him, to be fair. I don't really have an opinion on Kidman yet. I just haven't seen enough of him. Like, where am I aiming there? I'm just gonna like beat this guy into submission. And I just ran into him, like I expected anything different to happen. This is how you shouldn't play games when you're angry. What I should have done was taken like an hour's break coming off the previous episode, but I just didn't. I was so frustrated. I was like, no, I am gonna do this, and I'm gonna be this angry person. It's so dumb. Oh, see, it's just the anger. It was so much anger. Oh, it's so much overkill. I wasn't even aiming at this point, it was just my hatred for the world.
Out of ammo.
I got so lucky she missed. Oh yeah, nothing left. I was honestly thoroughly prepared to just beat them all into submission. Thankfully I didn't have to. Because I don't think it would have worked. And I love the extra ammo that just comes out of nowhere, like... Oh yeah, this doesn't matter.
All right.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
You're not alright, Jojo. really wanted ammo at this point. Oh, I was almost screaming at it like, just give me ammo. Ammo for anything, any gun, just bullets. And then I got pistol and I was so angry that it was pistol bullets. Oh, gosh. I mean, on the one hand, it is a shame that I can't show you my original reaction to it all, but on the other, it's like, actually, I've saved myself a bit of embarrassment. Given how awfully I did. And I wanted to blame the game and blame the world, and I had no one really to blame but myself. My horrible life choices. But yeah, honestly, I do so much better after this. It's just there's one more section after this that I do a piss poor job in. And to be honest,
This looks like some kind of a marketplace.
it's the one
It
section
looks deserted, just like everywhere else.
that
We ought to keep moving.
even if I replayed it, I actually couldn't say for certainty that I would have done any better, because I still don't understand how the boss works. And I got through it by pure chance. And you'll see it. I don't know if I'm tacking it onto this episode or not. I might. I might just tack it onto the end of this. You'll have a big 2-hour episode of me. Of the worst 2 episodes for me. I think I filmed them all on the same day, and that was the problem. I did a full 3-hour stint for some blooming reason. When I was so angry. And I don't know why I did that. Because I just don't play well when I'm angry. I don't think, and I just shoot in head first, guns blazing. But yeah, this marketplace was very nice. It's like, you know, oh,
Father was
bullets.
a stern man, proud, and I thought intelligent. But he was also pious, a believer. Somehow he always supported the church, no matter what the newspaper said.
Does it seem a little harder to move
He waved
lately?
away the allegations as if they were infallible. The wretched, the vermin, the stern, all were taken in by that church. They were promised salvation and eternal life. But there's nothing they could promise that I couldn't take away.
He's very self-absorbed, isn't he, Rubik? Yeah, I feel like if Jojo had a few more lines in the quiet areas like this, where he showed a bit more vulnerability, I'd probably buy the suicidal tendencies a bit more. Because up till this point, he's been pretty strong, other than the obvious noise. But then the white noise at this point has only been shown to force others into attacking each other, not into killing themselves. So it's really strange. Yeah. Jojo just needs a lot more background to his character. And I don't know, we might get that. I might be asking for something too soon. Oh, I was trying to clear out the square in like a thorough manner. I didn't want to miss anything. Okay, I'm a bit braver. There we go. This was such a nice area. I got into my head that maybe I could get into that house somehow. Can't remember if you can or not. See, it's been too long. But there were ways round. I also didn't know at this point which bits were forwards, which parts were back. So I convinced myself to do a sweep of the whole area, and then I'd go back and go into like the side areas. still love that he punches everything. It's like, how bloody must your knuckles be? That's what you should have as a weapon, really. Brass knuckles. I think I'll work it out pretty soon. Yeah. Worked out that the gate was the way to go, so I'll double back to all these areas now. Yeah, because I thought this would go to the house, but it doesn't. It's that lovely little key. Key and goop juice.
I think I smell those things. They might be nearby.
I think I made a joke about that. I can't remember what the joke was. There's something about him being a bloodhound or something. I thought it was concerning that you could smell them. I mean, I imagine they smell of like death and decay, but honestly the whole area should probably smell like that. I remember this bit. I was still regretting my life choices.
Where do you suppose we are?
More like when? This architecture seems straight out of the Middle Ages.
Yeah, but there's electricity. Elevators. This place can't be real.
It's like jumbled up memories.
It's like parts of Britain, to be honest. Some of our old graveyards next to the high-tech houses. Yeah, that's about right. Especially some of the old plague graves. The old skulls on them. Didn't know what that meant when I first went to a graveyard that had one of those on. I should say abandoned graveyards. You get them around like castle ruins and stuff.
Shit. Let's hide out in here for a minute.
Oh look, there are all the zombies popping out from nowhere. I loved the irony. I still love the irony that they're hiding out in like the Undertaker's shop. This is great. All the places.
Is this what it was like, Seb? After the accident?
Well, I never put a gun to my head.
No, of course not. Just quietly sank into a bottle.
We can't all be perfect. It never affected my work. But hey, you read the IA report.
You know I didn't report you because I was worried about your work, Sebastian.
What else is there? We don't have time for this. I need my partner here. I'm counting on you.
Yeah, see, some of the conversation as well just doesn't feel like it fits. It's like... Oh.
Find something?
Maybe. It's all symbols. Some kind of cult.
Just
Could be
feels like
useful.
some parts of dialogue are missing. Like we're missing half of the
I'm okay.
conversation.
We should probably get going.
I suppose it depends at which point each section of the game was written. I was so happy when I found that. I was like, finally a map fragment! And that was when I realised I hadn't been burning nearly as much people as I should have been. Do you know, I hear that song in my dreams. The guys are just checking out all the architecture at this point, all the sculpture and everything. And I did wonder what on earth Jojo must see when Sebastian just stands in front of his mirror. Like... Jojo probably thinks I'm mad. Can't really deny it. There's a certain amount of madness there. Don't know why I'm trying to whistle. I'm no good at it. Give juice! Can't remember whether I made an educated decision now or not. Part of me thinks I'm not. I think I was still in the mood to hit things. Let's see if I go for damage. I probably do. That's the first thing I checked out. Damage. Although I do actually agree with that, because the sniper rifle at that point had nothing. Just doing a sweep, wasn't I? Yeah, good choices. Even if I made them for probably the wrong reasons. Should just leave this now, really. No. Okay. To be fair, I think I do use quite a lot of the clip by chapter 10 for the pistol anyway, so can't recall if I upgrade it again though. I don't think I do. Pastor Graciano missing. Pastor Graciano and several parishioners at the Cedar Hill Church are missing. The church has been locked up tight since they disappeared. Maybe not missing then. Maybe cult activity. I don't know. We haven't learned anything more. Church investigation. Pastor under investigation. Parish may have broken church bylaws. Pastor Salvador Graciano denies allegations of financial impropriety. Church officials investigating lack of records on cash donations and spending by the parish. Say that 3 times fast. Which is apparently what I just tried to do. So if we're just going to continue straight on. It's a new morning for me, but it's not for you guys. So. Let's see what bad decisions I made on this half of the game. Do have some nice environments in this. Although, you know, the giant sheets outside, a bit questionable. Why would you cover up something that's outdoors?
Hold on a minute. Let me climb up here and see if I can get a look ahead.
Not quite sure I can imagine what was going through the head of Leslie's voice actor. It's like, please scream at regular intervals. Make it sound as painful as possible. Kidman!
Hey, that's Kidman. Who's that she's with?
Oh yeah, Jojo hasn't met. Leslie. Yeah, Jojo wasn't on the ambulance, was he? Well, I just thought about that.
What I found. Seems to be in working condition. Go on ahead, I'll cover you.
I remember thinking how unnecessary that was when that first happened. Oh gosh. Yeah. I really wanted to be the sniper when I first did this. So I was kind of annoyed it wasn't a choice. I remember feeling that. Brief annoyance. Ooh. I was thinking in some really silly way I was trying to make a plan. And I also got really lucky that the sniper did not hit me. I think I was trying to burn everybody and it wasn't letting me. I think that's what I'm doing. Yeah, there you go. Pulling goop juice out of the water. There's no logical sense at all. Thanks, Jojo. Yeah, Jojo's just so much better than me with like aiming. I don't think that's ever gonna change. Glad I didn't leave that one. Yeah, I think out of the whole game so far, this part reminds me of the most of Resident Evil 4.
Sebastian, that should lead you out near the path to the church. Keep going, I'll cover you.
It's literally a really similar aesthetic. I was wondering if I was going to reload my shotgun. Obviously tried. This is the moment where I panicked. Especially when I realised I had nowhere to go. I didn't realise how much ammo this guy actually took. And then I had to set my fire just to be sure. And this is where I wanted to cry. So it's like, oh, there's two. And this one runs. I'm trying to pick up goop juice while I have a very angry troll after me. I'm still trying to do it. Oh, God. Yeah, fire doesn't bother him at all. Out the corner. I didn't realise how low my health was. Wow. I mean, it goes to show the kind of decisions I made, doesn't it? Yeah, go for the corner, get yourself trapped. I'm so happy when I found this. It's very weird.
I can't handle them on my own.
The full medkits like give you this psychedelic effect. I was really hoping he'd lost me at this point. He hadn't. Yeah, he doesn't lose you at all. So you can't play hide and seek with him. You can sort of play ring around the rosy. gotta be really careful. And a lot faster than I was trying to be. Jojo just stands there. He's no help at all. It's a troll. That's it. After he fires 2 shots into its head. Yeah, Jojo's AI is not very smart. It doesn't take the opportunities you give it. I don't know if I've realised my ammo's out or not. The fact I'm still going to shoot with it kind of suggests that no, I haven't realised. There we go. This is the questioning life choices part. Leading him from one side to the other so that I can get like the most time possible. So out of all the fights, this was the one where I went into it using my head.
Shit. A dead end.
I'll look for
I am
another
pretty
route.
sure half of it was because I did
Let's
such a
meet up by the
poor
horse
job on the
statue there.
previous area. I was determined to do
This
well
way.
in this one. And I just did that out of spite. Pretty sure I went back and did a run round. Oh yeah, I realised I think this area you were supposed to lead the giants around a lot more than I did. But meh. They gave me an area to utilise. I utilised it. To, you know, really good effects, I think. Relatively painless boss battle, given there were 2 of them. Just sweeping everything here, I think. Yeah. Desperately trying to get some ammo back. Graveyard note. Walt, I've gone back to get Donna. I saw how to get into the wolf's den and I'm getting her back. I won't let her be a sacrifice. Don't follow. Just stay and watch the family. I'll bring her back. Daniel.
Wait, there was something about a horse in that house back there. Let me see what I wrote.
I didn't mean to take that long reading that. I think I tripped over a few words there.
I guess we go down.
I guess so.
Oh, it's too early for me to be doing this. I do like some of the transitions in this. Like, jump down a hole, end up in your head. Problem is the jump didn't go too well. Can't remember if there was anything different in here. I think that's what I'm looking for. Oh, and I'd noticed the box head had gone. Oh yeah, and I didn't have any keys at this point. To do some reading, aren't there? Oh, nope. Okay. Oh. I was looking at stock. I was looking at stock. Did I have a plan? Must have had a plan. Ah. Yeah, I know, I was debating upping the syringes, wasn't I? I'm a very reactionary player, I think. I'm only debating that because there was one syringe I couldn't pick up. But that's because I chose to use the full health kit instead of a syringe. I don't think I upgrade the syringe. I still don't think I have. I debate it every time I go in, and then I never do it. I think I was going to resolve to do it after chapter 10. Because it starts severely limiting ammo pretty soon. I just end up needing a lot of health. I also have this need to like spend as many points as possible. I think syringe recovery is one of the next things I do. From what I remember anyway. I had a plan. Well, no, I had a sort of plan. I had a sort of vague idea of what I was doing. Yeah, that's why I had to start saving over stuff. Overwriting. It's interesting looking back on some of the older saves because you can see how like the first few chapters you get like one save per chapter and then all of a sudden it just jumps and the chapters get so much longer, so much bigger.
Are you alright?
Well, if you landed on that crossbow, you should have a broken back. I know I would have.
You don't need to worry about me.
Sebastian's lines make him come off as such an arse. I mean, maybe that was the goal. If it was, well done. It's like a totally fun area, isn't it? And I love how neither Sebastian or Jojo even suggest opening the bags to try and help some of these people out. They're just like, they're fine. Yeah. They're only hanging upside down, blood rushing to their heads, about to be sacrificed to a giant hammer. They'll live. Ah yes. Boozle. Fun. Quite an annoying mechanic, that. But, nah. It's fine, I suppose. And if anything, it's that mechanic that reminded me to reload my guns all the time. Otherwise I would have forgotten. So actually, yeah, it's an alright mechanic. Yeah, you couldn't get past here. I did try. Because I thought that area would have been a really good place to put like one of the statues or one of the keys or something. But no.
What do you make of this writing?
Doesn't mean anything to me, should it?
Hold on a second, I jotted something down earlier.
Yeah. It's when I realised it was a puzzle. I'm actually okay with puzzles like this.
It seems the sacrifices need to be lowered onto the proper altars, and the safe way to him will be open.
It's pretty self-explanatory, really. Because there's one sacrifice which is permanent, and his position, all you have to do is mirror his position with the other numbers that have a strike through them. And then just work out which altars have the numbers on. Easy as, really. That's a tricky trap, though. Because I did debate that. I debated whether I'd done it. And it was only some part of my brain that went, that doesn't make sense. That made me carry on. I bet it would have skewered me if I'd gone. That's 2. And this was the only bag without a strike in it. And we're just going to pretend that that's not a child in the bag. Yeah, you can totally tell by that angle I totally would have been skewered if I'd done that wrong. You have to trust something fierce into these areas. It's like, if that was me and the cage came out of the water, I would have just assumed the cage would go down back into the water, not up. So, I just think these two guys make some very questionable decisions. Ah, yes. Tanks of creation. This whole section is very Resident Evil. Cemetery Lab Note 1. It had to have been God's will that these 2 twin orphans survived. They were baptised and given medicine. Noon and his brother Zen quickly recovered, but just as quickly did their aberration progress. Of course they are twins, but for some reason their growth patterns exhibit identical values. 12 hours after serum administered, Noon and Zen were 122.4 centimetres, 28.2 kilograms. The body temperature, elevation, pain in lower extremities evident. 24 hours after the serum, Noon and Zen were 125.8 centimetres, 29.4 kilograms. Vital signs stabilised, sleeping in short intervals. 36 hours after serum, Noon and Zen, 138.9 centimetres, 34.0 kilograms. Semi-conscious, speaking to imaginary person. 48 hours after, Noon and Zen, 145.7 centimetres, 46.9 kilograms. Agitated, administering sedative. Ooh. Oh, well, I read that a lot faster this time. I think when I originally read it, I read through the individual values. Yeah, but I got the point. It was like there was a massive growth spurt between the two of them. And they were both identical up to a certain point.
I think I smell those things. They might be nearby.
Oh, I think I was evaluating how much ammo I had at this point. Ooh. And that's when I realised I was about to fight a dog. If the sound doesn't make it obvious. Yeah, I wasn't looking forward to this. I have a natural aversion to dogs in video games. This is mainly Tomb Raider's fault. But it extends to this game now. There's that thing there. It's quite horrific to fight. And I was pretty sure that dog was coming after me. He just screams set up, really. Yeah. As soon as I saw the wall,
Can you get it
I
open?
knew. Hey, doggy. I just thought Jojo was dead at this point. I genuinely did. But he's not. He's just knocked out. Ah, and thus begins the most irritating fight ever. I was okay with this first few rounds, to be honest, because I was trying to work him out. But he's very fast. Yeah, you can't derail him either. Though I do try a lot to do that. Yeah, this was going to be interesting to rewatch because I still don't quite understand how I beat this guy. I think it was pure luck, to be honest, because I had very little ammo that actually did significant damage. I was much slower because my sprint just wasn't enough, and there's nothing in the immediate area that actively slows it down. So as with the trolls, I kind of had an area I could lead them around and use to my advantage. There's not really anything here you can make use of. Other than the fact it goes into the bushes for a few seconds. But even then, when it's inside the bushes, it doesn't stay still. Yeah, I was kind of wondering when the best time to attack it would be. It's also the point I worked out that if you miss with the crossbow, the bolts actually stick into like the walls and stuff, and then if your enemy gets close enough, they'll activate. You can also blow yourself up that way as well. I'm not sure if I do in this section. That was a good shot up the arse. And that was a really good miss. I was pretty sure, I think at this point, that I was going to lose this one. Yeah. That's pretty certain. The biggest thing with this boss is your movability. You need to be able to run. Because of that, it has a very tight turning circle. I don't think I worked out until much later actually that with that particular dog you kind of have to run towards one of the bushes if you want to lose him. I certainly didn't work that out. until I think the last round I had against him. Because if you try and run in a circle, it will literally follow you. He's like a homing missile. A very large homing missile with teeth. But yeah, if you run towards some of the bushes, then he'll get like sidetracked and go into the bush to hide. If you just run up and down the central column, it doesn't really do anything for you. Yeah, you also don't want to get stuck in the bushes with him. He had a habit of disappearing sometimes. Like, I'm pretty sure that he followed me to the bushes on the right. I didn't see him go over to the bushes on the left. He must have done at some point. You also have to wait for him to settle before you try and do anything. Like that. Yeah. I was regretting not doing the syringe recovery at this point. Yeah. I don't know if I'd worked out either that shooting the dog on the side seemed to do much more damage than shooting him in the face. I don't know if that is actually the case or not, but that's what the damage animation seemed to like indicate. Because whenever you shot this dog in the side, he'd stop. Legs are good as well, yeah. I didn't notice the legs. Oh, that would make so much more sense. He's a fast-moving animal that requires speed, so if you shoot these legs out... Oh, of course I see it now. Well... at the time I was just panicked. Couldn't see what I was doing. Oh, of course the legs. I feel so dumb now. That's how I must have done it. I must have got a few lucky shots in. It just never occurred. I mean, your biggest advantage in this section is how you slow him down. So the lightning works if you can hit him. Makes sense the legs would do it. Try losing him either in the bushes. I never crouched during this. Because when the dog hides himself in the shrubbery, I don't think I ever thought about doing the same. I don't know why I'm trying to do this with a sniper rifle. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking there. So I was out of ammo. Possible. Maybe I was. Or I was going for the damage. The sniper rifle does do the most damage. Actually, you know, looking at it now, I don't think it is shooting the side of the dog that's doing the damage. I think it's shooting the eyes on the side of the face. So it is headshots I should have focused on, but more to the eyes and not to the teeth. And also, I mean, the pistol seems to be doing absolutely nothing to the dog. Just based on earlier. That's a bad habit of doing that. Yeah, this is the first time I worked out that you can put agony bolts kind of on the floor and use them a bit as like traps. But I think at this point in time I was so irritated because I couldn't work out what was going on. I didn't think to do that. So in hindsight, I'd probably put traps along the central runway, specifically with the lightning and the bombs. Anything to make him slow down. Yeah, once again, I just wasn't using my head with this. This, however, was a good idea. Because he does take time and stop in the bushes, but he's not a dumb enemy. Ooh, oh, that was really close. And I get hit anyway. Yeah, see, I reacted there with anger because it wasn't going my way. But I think at that point I had a lightning bolt spare, so I should have shot the lightning into the floor to slow the dog down, then chucked the bomb at it. That would have worked. However, given the amount of ammo I'd wasted at that point, I don't think it actually would have made a difference. I can't remember how many more times I die during this one. It's a lot. It's the most I die in at any boss. Again, just not thinking. You're wanting to use the bomb, but I'm not thinking about the best way to use it. So I'm not entirely certain that hit it. I don't think it did. It's a very smart boss because it just jumps sideways whenever it's in a tight spot. I was just living on the edge of health all the time. I'm making it angry. You're out of ammo. You're out of ammo. That probably goes to show how angry I was at that point, because I just get tunnel vision. Yeah, there's no thought going into this now. Just a lot of screaming. Oh, I remember screaming at this. How many times have I sacrificed myself to a bomb? So often. It's not worth it. I do up the syringe recovery at some point, I know I do. I think it might have been as a direct result of this fight. I did. Come on, the lightning is such an obvious... This game never gives you anything without a reason. Again, sacrificing myself to a bomb. It's just sad at this point. It's so sad. Reload. Reload. Yep. So now there's a trap in there. There we go. And I don't take advantage of the opportunity. I have a bomb. Yeah. Let's think about it after the fact. Get out of the bushes. Yeah, even though I could go into the shrubs, it's not a very good idea. Because it's easy to lose track of where the dog is. And I can't outrun it, as is very obvious. But you see there, There was a lull. And I knew where he was, and I should have just trapped the bush. Don't go for your sniper rifle. It's a fast dog. Sniper rifle is your slowest gun. Consequential decisions. Oh. Just realised that the chapter's called losing a grip on ourselves. That's the one thing I did during this fight. Completely lost my grip on reality. Oh, the anger. Oh, the hatred. Dodged the first, got hit by the second. Just counting my lucky stars really, at least didn't get hit by both. Yes, you've got him. Fire quicker. Just let it go. Yes, that was the first time I saw that he could actually shake stuff off. That was like a moment of pure despair when he first did that. My brain was just like, are you shitting me? Which is hence why you should trap him, not fire straight at him. Yeah, take that, you shit. Shoot him up the arse.
Out of ammo.
This is the luck. This is the pure luck. Yeah. God.
Joseph.
I wasn't even happy because I didn't understand what I'd done different. But looking at it, it's got to be the bombs. I must have got just enough into him. And then the agony bolts, I've really updated. I updated them quite a fair bit with damage, so the 2 agony bolts I got into must have done it.
What is it?
I dropped my glasses.
As you can hear, it's not dead.
Fuck.
I think I said that at exactly the same time as Jin did. I was swearing bloody murder. Because this just felt like a big kick in the teeth. Not only had I done absolutely terribly, I didn't understand how I'd won, and then I had to go back in. I honestly thought I was in for round 2. Oh yeah, you can see how little I wanted to be there. Take it. Leg it.
Hey! Over here! Over here! Hurry back before that thing finds you.
No. Yeah. I think if Jojo hadn't said that, I wouldn't have known I could sneak this area. So I was actually really, really happy that he said it. It allowed me to do this like a semi-sneaky way. Until I heard that. That means he's found me. I just wasn't in the mood for a fight. Right, yeah, you do your run around thing. Jojo, that didn't help. Oh. I was so happy that's all it was.
It's not just about being unable to see. It's about feeling normal.
It's all right. Let's focus on finding Kidman.
Let's never do that again. Oh dear.
Jeez, Joseph, all that for a pair of glasses.
That's kind of an unfair comment, that, wasn't it, Sebastian? You didn't have to do too much the second time. Oh god. I think my reaction would have been much worse had it actually been a round 2 of the same boss. Yeah, I think this was the point I was realising how low on ammo I actually was. And obviously the game isn't going to be nice to me from here on. And I think this is as far as I'm going to go for this episode, because I do actually replay the next section. So even though the video is going to carry on, I'm just going to mute it here. So I hope you guys don't mind the odd way in which I've had to film this. Obviously because I did lose all my footage. It was a bit, well, all the footage from my microphone it's a bit strange, and I've overdubbed it instead of replaying it. I do replay the next section, and I'll get that out as soon as possible. So if you could just let me know which one you prefer, I suppose, because I do have microphone problems every so often. So actually it would be really good for me to know if you prefer me to do episodes like this overdubbed, like the past 2 hours have been, or if you prefer it when I actively replay the sections. I can't guarantee everything one way or another, because obviously sometimes I have the ability to replay the section and I will, where there's other times, like in this case, I've actively overwritten the save, so I can't do anything but overdub it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode and look forward to the next one. As always, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.